Hey, hello, my name is Augustus, and welcome to my channel. I learn about social skills and barriers to really help people become their true self in life. And just am I talking to you, I see that my nose is really red. I don't know if you could tell, like, the weather's been kind of cold over here, so, like, excuse me if my face is a little off or whatnot. But today I want to really talk about things regarding with pain and passions. I know that a good portion of us here that are really losing interest in life and not being able to feel the same emotions as before. So I want to talk a little bit about that aspect. And today I just want to hit on mainly 2 points. The first point is on how pain really impacts not just the portion that you had pain with, but it really impacts your whole entire life. And the second point I want to talk about is basically how pain relates with demotivation. Because we all know that pain is a type of emotion. And when you have an emotion there and you stop that emotion, that triggers passion, which is also rooted from your emotions. So these are the 2 points I want to talk about. So let's get into it. So for the first point I really want to talk about is how it really impacts your life. I don't know if you guys been following the news lately on the whole coronavirus. It's whenever I think about it, I mean now it's been like going on for like what, two, I don't know, long time, like at least something months, and it's really spreading like crazy. People are doing what they can to contain it. And to some degree, I'm not even sure a lot of the data that's being released on statistics in terms of death are actually accurate because China doesn't really provide that accurate information, and sometimes, I don't know, for whatever reason. But the reason why I brought that up is that if we think about, it's not going to be a perfect parallel, but if you think about your pain in your life as kind of like a virus, you can't really stop and then ignore that virus and think that it's only going to stay in one portion of your life. Whenever you feel pain, let's say you go through and you got rejected by someone, let's say you are suddenly out competed by other people and you lose that interest in life, that major hit, that major pain in your life, that really permeates to every part of life that that thing touches. So especially if it's a hobby or something that's drastic that touches a lot of portion of your lives, it's going to basically take over and hinder your entire life. So that sounds so vague. I want to give you an example. So let's say you went through a bad breakup and the person that you had broke up with was a huge integral part of your life. The person went to eat lunch with you, the person texted you every day, the person shared and did so much things with you. And now every time when you are in that same situation, but that person is not there anymore, you take a hit and you feel that pain. And now suddenly, everything that that person touches reminds you of that pain. And I'm not gonna lie, it's like it feels horrible. And we don't want to feel that pain. But whenever we choose to not feel that pain and then we pull away from it, it's suddenly everything becomes, you're just trying to avoid everything. You're avoiding every situation that reminds you of that person. Now, your life pretty much just stops. You cut out a huge portion of your life because that person touched a huge part of it. And we don't want that. I know it's painful, and sometimes you do need to take time to cope. But we have to really step and gradually face that pain so that we're not avoiding the rest of our lives. And it sounds really easy. It's not. It's anything that deals with pains and emotions is always incredibly hard to approach. But I don't want us to stop there. And sometimes that becomes really us putting up a huge wall between us and everything that the pain touches. And we don't want that. And so that's one of the things I feel like is very critical. And I just noticed that my head looks so big. I don't know, from this angle, my face looks, yeah, okay. Now the second point I want to talk about is pain and demotivation. Pain, from my experience, it's like this huge roadblock in life. In a way, like we'll all go through pain. We'll all struggle through some form of lighter or harder sufferings. And pain really serves as that checkpoint where most people hit and they don't want to feel that anymore, so they pull back. But you can see that when we pull back and we let pain stop us, and by the way, I'm not saying like if you're like having physical pain, like your arm's about to break, like push through, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like a mental, psychological pain that you take from, let's say, rejecting, from not being as good as other people, or something that we don't want to feel and experience horribly again. When we let that stop us, that sort of pain, we basically come to a standstill. We can't really get to a point where we want, because if we go on, we'll experience that same horrible pain. But if we don't move forward, we're standing still, wanting something that we can never have. So essentially, we trapped ourselves. And when we trap ourselves, we think we can't move forward. That breeds despair, that breeds hopelessness. Yeah, it's like you want something, but you can never move forward. So you're stuck in this cycle where you're constantly thinking about what the future can be, and then there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. That is the ultimate recipe for you to become demotivated about life, for you to not care about anything in the world anymore, and for you just want to sit and do nothing and just, yeah, because you don't care anymore. That's one of the main causes for indifference, I feel. Indifference sometimes comes from this point where you have the main core of your life just extracted out of you. And for a meantime, you have this sense of purposelessness. And this is a huge portion of it, because when we hit that pain source, we feel like we lost that main source of our motivation and we can never move forward again. So this is why I kind of want to talk about these two dynamics of pain and how it really stops passions, and how we really need to understand what exactly our mental barriers are. And the more we understand pain and what it's, I mean, pain is really not a bad thing. It's something that we have to go through in order to mature ourselves. Pain on a very basic level is something that is trying to tell us that there is danger. But sometimes we have to go through what's danger and what's uncomfortable in order for us to grow. Yeah, that's why like this is pretty important. But that's kind of like the 2 points I want to talk about here. And if you guys have like thoughts and opinions about this, like I'd love to hear them. Like it'd be nice to have kind of like a dialogue in terms of what you guys think as well. But that is what I want to talk about today. Sorry about the big face. Like literally my face like taking up like a third of the screen or something. But that is it, and I'll talk to you guys next time.